Yeah, tight body with a tan. Let me break it down for you, help you understand.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a different kind of video than what I usually do. I have a bullet journal video for you guys. I am a little sick, so please excuse that. I do have a sore throat. Today we are going to be doing my April bullet journal, and this month's bullet journal is actually cherry blossoms, sakuras. That is what I am drawing right now. As you will see throughout the video, my sakuras and my branches, like just drawing in general, becomes a lot better. The cover page is complete crap compared to the last page. I am just drawing all the sakuras just everywhere, and I did kind of outline with pencil where the branches would be. I did later on, instead of drawing actual branches, I just drew lines as branches as just a layout. I just found that that was best. And in case of you guys don't know, sakuras usually have 5 petals. I was just kind of drawing them, was just scribbling was just scribbling them. I mean, it ended up looking fine after coloring it in and putting all the little details. You can't really tell, but like up close you can tell they were scribbles, but from far away you can't. When it comes to drawing the branches and looking them more realistic, I found that it was best to just, as I said, draw the lines and then make the bottom parts of the branches thicker than the tips, if that make any sense. I kind of played around and tried to figure out whether it was easier for me to do from thinning to thickening, but I ended up finding for me it was easier for me to go from thick to thin instead of thin to thick. And the pen that I'm using right now is the typical Tombow calligraphy pen. This is literally the pen that you see so many people use when it comes to bullet journaling. Honestly, it's really amazing. I know why people use it all the time. I will also leave a link to the pen and down in the description box, along with the bullet journal that I'm using and then all the other tools that I'll be using in this video. Now I'm going back and drawing in more sakuras since I felt like it was just too empty. I'm drawing them in different angles right now, and the pen that I'm using, I don't really know how to pronounce the brand. It's Staedtler, I think. Staedtler. It is their Tri-Plus fine liner, and I'm using the black one. I'm also going in and drawing in a bunch of falling petals just to kind of make it look more realistic, and then I do later on drawing some pollen as well. I just found it to make the whole cover page look all put together. Now I am coloring in all of the sakuras. I'm coloring them in the center since cherry blossoms usually are darker in the middle. And I'm using the Crayola Super Tip washable markers. To do this, I'm using the light pink one, and I'm going to be using all the pens that I mentioned now are going to be the ones that I'll be using throughout the video. It's the Tombow, the Staedtler, and the Crayola one. Now moving on to the other side of the cover page, I decided to put on a saying, a quote, and the one that I decided was "No winter lasts forever." And for the word forever, I put the number 4 and then ever. I felt so creative thinking of that just because April is the 4th month of the year. So I felt pretty proud of myself for doing that. And then I'm going to be just drawing a bunch of sakuras all over the words. Moving on to the next page, I decided to put it as my monthly layout. I'm just gonna go ahead and just sketch over what I already drew from before. You can see with the pencils. So on top I will have the word April, and then I have the actual monthly layout. just like a typical calendar. When you buy a calendar or an agenda, it has this, and I decided to use my Crayola marker to go ahead and highlight all of the days of the week, and I put in little pink dots for the numbers, and then I later on used my fine liner to go ahead and write down all the days of the numbers. And of course I drew in more sakuras. I ended up putting a drop shadow at the end of the calendar because I just felt like the whole page just looked so empty, and I felt like it was more filled in with the drop shadow. Now moving on to the next page, I have my habit tracker. I feel like a habit tracker is kind of self-explanatory, but in case if you don't know, habit tracker is just basically a spreadsheet where you track your habits. So you can put like putting your phone away at night before you go to bed, making your bed, doing your laundry, stuff like that. Like honestly, you can just put whatever you want. So I am just putting in like a bunch of like little mini calendars of the days of the week and what I'm gonna do for every single habit that I completed for the day. I'll go ahead and I'll circle in the day that I did it and what habit it was. This will just help me keep track of what I actually have been doing, and then hopefully, I'm hoping by the end of the month it is all completely filled, but let's face it, it's not always gonna be like that. And like a dummy that I am, I don't know if you can tell, but the pink on the habit tracker is a lot darker than what I've been using. I completely used the wrong pink, but ended up being fine. So what I just did for the pink area is supposed to be the habit, but I'm just gonna go ahead and fill that in later on. Now I'm gonna do my mood tracker, and the mood tracker is similar to the habit tracker. Instead of tracking your habits, it's tracking your mood. So what I did right underneath mood tracker, I decided to go ahead and put in a cherry blossom vine, and for the mood I just made it look like there was a bunch of petals falling, and I just drew them on, and I labeled each of the petals next to a day of the week. So later on I'm gonna go ahead and fill them in with a light pink color if I was happy for the day, a medium one if I was okay, and then a dark one if I was really not happy. So the next couple ones are pretty self-explanatory too. We have my H2O tracker and my sleep tracker, which I laid them out the same exact way. I have all the days of the week on the left side, and then on the top I have all of like the numbers, so like just to kind of track how much glasses of water I'm drinking and how many hours of sleep I'm sleeping. And I also have my brain dump and my YouTube schedule. It's not going to be followed through, I know that for sure, because I am currently sick right now, so there's no way I can do all of this. And then we also have my exercise log and my expense log, which I feel like are also pretty self-explanatory. Exercise, the date and the activity, and then the expense log, money. And then the last and final one is the weekly spread. I have on the top all the sakuras and just the week. And here is a layout of this month's bullet journal. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I tried the best I can to do this voiceover with my sore throat, so in case there was anything that you didn't understand what I did, here is an overview of everything that I did. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys want to see more of these types of videos. Please give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!